I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Don't go through a breakup alone. Click on the link in the description below to get a one-on-one coaching with me, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about bad advice and breakups. So, going through a breakup can be one of the most confusing, scary, traumatic events that you could ever go through in life. Let's be honest, if you've been attached to somebody maybe for years, they're your world, they're your support system, they're incredibly important to you, and losing them is just the worst. And I know, I've been in your shoes, guys, believe me. The pain that we feel over losing our partner is just this tremendous, overwhelming loss. And oftentimes, we miss not only them, but we miss their friends, their family that were a big part of our life as well. Maybe they had kids, and we were attached to their children, and it's not just one person that we lose, and we lose our whole support system. In many ways, the person that we thought would be there for us is gone. So it causes us to feel tremendous amounts of separation anxiety, the physical pain that comes with it, stress hormones released in our body. We may feel sad and depressed for a lot of you guys. And what do? When we lose our major support system, we often go to our friends and our family for comfort and ideas and strategies. And I have to be honest with you guys, it's absolutely wonderful that you have your friends and family. Don't get me wrong. They're incredibly important to you, and you definitely don't want to isolate yourself during a breakup. But one of the biggest mistakes you're going to make is going to them for advice and strategies on how to reattract your ex. I see it every single day, guys. The advice that most of the people are going to give you is the exact advice that I would tell you not to do. Breakups can be very confusing, and friends and family, they go with their gut on telling you what to do, but it's often the exact opposite of what you need to do. They may tell you to call them, ask them for another chance, do the grand gesture. It's going to backfire on you guys. I promise you, I see it every single day. Really, you don't even know. Constantly getting emails or doing Skypes with people that tell me, my friend told me to do this, my family told you to do that. And go to them to listen. Have them, just listen to you and be there for you and comfort you. Absolutely. But be very, very careful on listening to the strategies, because I did it. And my friends and my family, they're great people. I absolutely love them. I only keep people close to me that I absolutely trust. And they gave me the best information that they knew how to give. But oftentimes it was very conflicting, even in the same conversation. I could be out with two of my friends, one saying one thing, one saying the other, and they both make sense. Unfortunately, oftentimes both of those things are things that would not help the situation. A lot of times hurt your chances of reattracting your ex. So please, please, please be careful in the advice that you take from your friends and your family. Especially, you want to look at their love life and their personal relationships. A lot of people that don't have their own healthy relationship are giving advice to people. And, quite honestly, that doesn't make any sense if you really think about it. I talked to a guy the other day who was telling me about a guy and his wife's relationship where she cheated, and she has a personality disorder, which is like an Axis 2 diagnosis. It's actually not called Axis 2 diagnosis anymore in the DSM, the most recent one. But basically a personality disorder is very severe. Narcissism, borderline personality disorder, severe stuff. Anyway, the guy is dating this woman who's cheated on him. They don't even trust each other. They have social media accounts open together, so there's no level of trust. And this guy is giving my guy that I'm working with relationship advice. And I'm like, no, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's doing. His relationship is a mess. Be there for him, let him be there for you and talk to him, open up. But please, please, please be very careful at what you listen to. I have 2 emails today that I think are going to be very helpful. And it goes along with the lines of what I'm teaching you guys. If you don't want to work with me personally, I get that. I completely understand. You could always watch the videos. I'm always putting out new content. You could try and piece it together yourself if you want to do. At the very least, though, I would recommend you do an email coaching. Really, because I'm going to help you come up with a plan based on your particular strategy. That's why I'm here, guys. I love what I do. I'm passionate about this. I've been studying this for years and put thousands of hours into researching this to help put it all together, because I don't want you to feel like you're going to go through this alone. I can be here for you if you want me to. It's up to you. This first email is from Michael. Michael said, "Hi Craig, I wanted to say with sincere gratitude that your information has been absolutely eye-opening for me. I have to admit, I had to learn the hard way though. I was dating my girlfriend for just under 2 years. After the split, I was absolutely devastated. Depressed, scared, lonely, sad, anxious as hell. I really loved your videos and I've been watching them every day. I made a huge mistake and quite honestly am incredibly embarrassed. My friends and family have been very involved with the breakup and trying to help me. Unfortunately, I did not take your words of wisdom and let them influence me, as you will see. I looked like a complete fool. Seriously, Coach, this may be your worst story yet." We've had a couple of really, really funny ones so far. Let's see. The first was listening to my brother and her husband. My ex had been doing the indirect direct approach. At that point, when she did it, I wasn't familiar with your work, so I didn't know. Yeah, that happened with me back in the day too. Somebody did the indirect direct approach, completely had no idea what it meant, and wound up crying at Applebee's. They told me to ignore her texts. She sent out about 4 or 5 different texts over the course of a few weeks. I ignored them all. She finally said, "I guess you don't want anything to do with me." My friends and family, or my family, was steadfast in telling me to ignore her. I was so confused and impressionable that I did. Yeah, guys, some other people teach you to ignore somebody in some kind of phase or 30-day period or 90-day period or whatever they tell you to do. Guys, I don't believe in that at all. I really do think if your ex reaches out, you want to get back to them. You're not going to jump to your phone and text them back right away, because then it kind of looks like you're desperate. But you definitely don't want to ignore them. You want to get back to them on your time and on your terms when you're ready, when you're available. So, he says, the next mistake was when I had told my friends one night about the text, and they disagreed with my family. They said, "You need to show her how much you love her." They knew her well, so I figured they knew her better than my family. They said to do the grand gesture with Christmas gifts, but to wait for the day after. So I did. So, I bought her 2 dozen roses, a kitten. A kitten. That's brave. Here's your new responsibility. I brought her 2 dozen roses, a kitten, and showed up at her house dressed like a chicken. It's an inside joke between us. Alright. Okay. Maybe this is the most embarrassing story yet. Alright. Let me go on. Oh God. This is bad. Alright. I gotta compose myself. Woo! Oh man, this is rough. 2 guys came to the door. One of them had his shirt off. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. This is brutal. I didn't know what to do. It was hard to see anything out of the costume. Oh man, this is awful. Guys, please don't do anything like this. This is horrible. Oh man, I can't breathe. Alright. I could see her peek out from behind them. She came out in a towel. She said, "Michael, is that you?" One of the guys took the flowers and jokingly smelled them. The other guy walked in the house saying, "What an effing loser." I set the kitten's crate down and she took off the head of my costume. She said, "Let me get some clothes on." Oh, this is brutal. She went inside, excuse me. She went inside and I just left. I took that cat. I know you're going to have a good laugh at my expense, and I'm okay. You are incredibly open about your embarrassing stories, and if it helps even one guy not to make a mistake like that, I'm okay with it. Wow, okay, that was horrible. I mean, I get the chicken costume was an inside joke, and you were trying to really show her that you loved her, but that comes to mind as probably the most brutal story. There was another one that I remember where the girl came to the guy's house with a box of stuff, and one of them had a sex toy in it. That one was a few months ago. I don't remember the name of that video. But this has got to take the cake, dude. Congratulations. This is brutal, man. I'm sorry. You tried to do something sweet. Obviously, it completely backfired. And, you know, what you did was embarrassing enough, but the fact that two dudes came to the door practically naked, I would absolutely, unequivocally move on from this situation and try and wipe it from your data bank. Whew. Man, that is tough, man. Live and learn, though. I mean, we all make mistakes. We all do embarrassing things. I've done embarrassing things. And we all do embarrassing things in a breakup. We lose the ability to see clearly. We're so anxious and scared and hurt that we do silly things like that. You know, in the movies it works, but it doesn't happen like that in real life, guys. I promise you. And I see stories like this. Not like this, but I see stories where guys do the grand gesture. So don't laugh if you've done the grand gesture yourself. I mean, you can laugh, but don't judge, okay? A lot of you guys have done the grand gesture yourself. I did. I did the grand gesture. When my ex broke up with me years ago, what I did, I think I've told this story before, is she had gone to work. I really didn't think we were breaking up because we had such a great relationship for years, and I didn't understand attachment styles and all this other stuff yet, and I realized she hadn't avoided an attachment style years later. But she went to work. I stayed at home and I redid the entire front lawn. I planted all kinds of flowers and wood chips and made it look beautiful in the front. And let me get, you can guess, when she came home, she was pissed. She was mad. She was mad as hell at me. Didn't make her want me. It made her want nothing to do with me. I thought it was, I didn't do it in a chicken costume, but come on, man, it was embarrassing too. I literally spent hours edging and doing the lawn and all kinds of stuff to make it look great, and didn't work, man. It didn't work. So, the grand gesture, if you're thinking about doing it, do not do it. I'm constantly hearing about guys that have proposed to their ex because she wanted to be engaged when they were together, and then they go and do the grand gesture, buy a ring, they propose. I have yet to hear about somebody having success doing it. If it happens, I'll be the first to let you know. I have a second email here from somebody that I did a Skype session with, and they sent me this email. This is a really sweet email the next day, and I wanted to share it with you guys, okay? She said, "Since my breakup in September, I have gone from being a strong, independent woman who smiles and laughs and had cool and interesting life to an emotional wreck. I became depressed, which never happened to me before. and was even diagnosed as passive suicidal by my therapist. I lost 10 pounds and scoured the internet for anything I could find. I alienated my friends who kept saying, "Forget it, you will find someone else," which to me seems like such an insensitive advice. The sleazy coaches out there were of no consolation, nor were some of the other sites which used the rules or "Why Men Love Bitches" as their Bible, and told me to just accept the fact that he just wasn't into me and to move on. What I could not understand is that I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't get the feeling that wasn't into me and couldn't accept such trivial explanations. I had a life of my own, did not crowd this guy. He even thanked me on many occasions for respecting his space. Gave him mind-blowing sex, arm candy, and good company. I didn't nag him and didn't initiate any talks about our relationship. Not because I was afraid of scaring him off, but I truly felt it was too early in the process to discuss anything and was in a wait-and-see mode. After the breakup, I never begged and pleaded, and I believed I behaved in a way that 99% of women would not have, because she did a good job. She did. After we spoke yesterday, I watched every video you had regarding the avoidant, anxious dynamic, and it's like a light bulb went off in my head. I realized that although I'm a pretty confident woman outside relationships, when in relationships, my anxious tendencies seem to get triggered. That's probably why I married and had a long-term relationship with guys who were dependent on me. It was my way of managing that anxious tendency and fear of abandonment. As I said to you, the irony is that I end up leaving them. But it was only after speaking to you that I was able to put two and two together and see what happened here with him. The anxious tendencies were still at work. I feel like a new person this morning. I got up, had a great workout, cranked music while I was getting ready, Van Halen music that I had not been listening to in the last couple of months, and finally have broken free from doubt that I did anything wrong. In fact, I'm coming to view this time apart as critical for my growth. I am more confident now to continue no contact and to go on with my life, date others if the opportunity arises. If not, it is fine too. And be okay to just see what happens from here. I no longer feel suffocated from having to plan and plot a strategy to get him back. From listening to your videos, I now know he will probably be triggered at some point, and I believe in my gut he will reach out to me. However, he has no idea what he's in for, because I will be in a much, much stronger person. I will be ready when it happens, and I will definitely be reaching out to you for advice on how to handle it. I wish you took insurance, because I would love to continue to work with you on my anxious tendencies, but no matter what, in one session, you opened my eyes to a whole new way of thinking about things. I think your light humor, sensitivity, and warmth when talking to a client, combined with professional credentials, which no one else in the industry has, they may as well all be used car salesmen, will bring you great success in the future. With love and gratitude, thanks again. Well, that was an incredibly sweet email, and I really appreciate hearing from you that, talking with me had such an impact on you. I really do appreciate hearing from you guys and the success that you guys have with the stories and how much you've learned, because it really has taken me years to figure this out. I did not make this stuff up. I've worked really hard to figure it out, and that's why I share it with you guys, because I really do want the world to be a better place. I really do want you guys to have healthier, happier relationships so you can keep your families together and have a better chance of having that amazing relationship that you see in the movies. So that's why I do this every day, guys. And whether you decide to work with me or not, or just watch the videos, I do appreciate the comments in the section below and the likes on the videos, and I do love working with you guys. So if you do want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. And that is it for this video. I am Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.